I'm Betsy Jaffe, Director of Public Relations at InfoComm International. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you all of the great journalists covering the Integrated Systems Europe show. I know many of you have been supporting the show for a great number of years, and we're certainly happy to be here for the 10th time, all gathered together. Last year, at this time, I had the sad task of kind of letting Randy kind of brief you for the last time in the European press, and I'm really happy that today I'm going to have the opportunity to introduce you to our new Executive Director and CEO, David Labuskes. So I'm going to introduce him right now. He'll be right up, and then after he makes his presentation, he's going to give you an overview of what's going on at InfoComm and a little bit about himself, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Thank you, Betsy. What a pleasure, what a privilege to be here. Thank you all for coming. I hope you're as excited about this show as I am, looking at the energy, looking at the excitement, looking at the crowds. I would have never imagined a year ago that I would have the privilege of standing here, and would never have imagined that a year ago that I would feel the sense of obligation I do to the industry, to you as participants in the industry, to our exhibitors, to our members. It's been an extraordinary introduction. This today begins actually my 4th week at InfoComm, so please, if you have questions, make them very simple. But it's been an extraordinary organization to become a part of. My background, part of what I think appealed to the search committee that was involved in the process of identifying a new executive director, has been participating in the technology industry at a broad level since the late 1980s. And then in the late 90s, 1999 exactly, I started with an architectural engineering firm referred to as RTKL, offices globally. Closest to here would be London, and developed a technology design studio for them. And that studio grew from, in the early days, doing structured cabling design until at the end of my career there, a few short months ago, we did structured cabling, audiovisual design, electronic security and safety design, wireless, medical communications. Really, the way I described it to my mom and dad was moving information from point A to point B, which is, of course, a subset of what we do here. I think where we add magic to what we do as audiovisual professionals is moving information from point A to point B, and then getting the information from point B into the hearts or the minds of the human beings that are receiving that information. And that requires a focus on more than just technology. It requires a focus on aesthetics. It requires a focus on environment. It requires a focus on the ultimate human beings that are receiving and using that information, which is pretty exciting because unbeknownst to all of us, on December 21st, 2012, when the world was supposed to end, we are still here. And as long as we're still here, I think the AV industry is going to continue to grow, is going to continue to thrive. As long as human beings are on this planet and using more and more technology, there's going to be greater and greater need for all of the people that are walking the floors today, all the people that are exhibiting here. Enough about me. InfoComm International is a industry association. For those of you that are new to the association, we have approximately 5,000 members. We focus on standards and education and membership services. We focus on, obviously, exhibits, for which we participate here in combination with CEDIA. We are a publishing standards body. The certification program we're particularly excited about. We currently support 3 certifications, the CTS, the CTS-I, and CTS-D. We have over 8,500 people that have been certified with the CTS certification around the world. We, with respect to the trade shows that we organize, in addition to ISE that we're partners with CEDIA on, we obviously have our InfoComm show in Orlando. We have shows in Russia and Beijing and Australia and Latin America and the Middle East. We have over 1 million square feet of exhibit space that we provide to the industry every year with over 120,000 attendees. So the scale of our involvement and the scale of our exhibitors' participation is just extraordinary in my opinion. In 2013, many of you may not have been aware, we've restructured our membership. Previously had somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 different membership categories. We simplified that to make it easier for anybody to be a member of InfoComm, and have reduced it to really 2 classifications of membership. In addition to that, we've added a number of benefits for our members, including free standards to our members, free admission to the trade shows for our members, as well as free online classes for a significant number of classes at this point, including the most successful thus far, which is a CTS prep. It's something that has been asked for for a long time, and we're very excited about having launched that. The numbers of people that have signed up and begun to take that class are phenomenal. The class just became available in January, so there's not a lot of people that finished it, but those who have finished it, from what I understand, are giving us rave reviews on the level of investment, the quality of the information, and frankly, I think are starting to test at this point. So we'll also start to be able to draw a correlation between the class participants and their success. I want to highlight also for you, recently we've published the Audiovisual Service Providers Checklist, which is a 162 items, and I have to tell you, I read this from the perspective of a consultant, items that can be evaluated and used to determine the quality of, or at least to be able to begin to define the quality of an audiovisual installation. Part of what I think is absolutely critical to help our members with is to help them help their clients understand when they've done a good job, when our integrators have done a great job of installing the equipment or the software, when the consultants did a good job of designing it, when the manufacturers produced good equipment. When it all comes together, most of us sitting here can tell you whether or not it's been an exceptional experience or not, and you'll hear those 2 words, I think, again and again from us. An exceptional experience, maybe not all of that can be defined on paper, but some of it can be, and I think that's part of the steps we're taking with our standards and with our checklist. So that's available online. Check it out, take a look at it, use it, write about it, let the industry know about it. It's one of those tools that will, as with most of our tools, will become so much more successfully implemented if people hear about it. And the more that people use it, the more that it can become adopted by the industry. And incidentally, that is one of the areas that we're looking at for 2013, to be able to move into the ANSI standard process, so they can move from a recommendation to an actual ANSI standard, which then starts to provide it even more credibility as our members utilize it on their projects. Finally, I would not, would probably get fired in my 4th week here if we didn't mention InfoComm, which we're all very excited about. Registration for our Orlando show, InfoComm, opens up soon. The show itself is from June 8th through June 14th in Orlando. That prepares what I have, or that, see, I'm done. That completes my, my prepared remarks. Certainly happy to take any questions that anybody might have.